I rolled to seduce a dragon. I throw my marble and try and get it in his mouth.
No.
Well, actually, wait, I think I want to construct a system of pulleys to lift us off the cliff and kick the eyes out of the statue that way.
What the? The biggest job you have as a dungeon master while you're playing D&D is taking an action declaration from a player. I want to do X, even if X isn't explained by the rules, and figure out how to make the rules work. Today, we're going to talk about how to adjudicate any player action. An action is a 5-part process, alright? You've got an objective, you've got the action, you've got the dice, the moment of truth, and the consequences. And today, I'm going to explain how I go through each of these steps with every action that ever gets declared for me. Ready? Go! Objective. Not what the players are trying to do, but why the players are trying to do it. Remember that every action a PC takes is a means to an end. What are they trying to accomplish? Why are they taking this action? What do they hope to get out of this? With this information, you, as the GM, will be able to satisfactorily adjudicate the action for the player. If you don't know why a player is doing something, ask. It's easy. Action. Your players shouldn't be saying, I roll deception. They should be declaring what lie they want to tell to the NPC. Your players shouldn't be saying, I roll search. Instead, they should say, I make certain there aren't any hidden nooks or crannies in the floor. How your players are going to go about doing what they're doing is very important because it tells you, the GM, what skills or attributes you need to be asking them to roll, and it also tells you how the world is going to be different because of their action. And that's important for reasons that we will discuss in a minute. Step 3, dice! Roll them bones! Okay, this is the easy part. You determine how difficult the action is and what dice need to be rolled based on what the players are trying to do and how they're trying to do it. Then they roll. They're probably either going to pass, fail, crit, or botch, and that moves us on to the next phase. Moment of truth. This is the part where a lot of DMs stop, but shouldn't. This is the part where we determine, based on the dice's result, whether or not the player's action succeeds. However, remember, we started with our objective. That's what this part is all about. The success of the action is all about whether or not the player gets what they want, not about whether or not they can perform the task they attempted to perform. If they get what they want, that's a yes, their check passed. If their check failed, they don't get what they want. If a player fails and they attempt the same action, that should already be cut off. Otherwise, why are we rolling in the first place? If players can just re-roll over and over and over until they succeed, you don't need to be asking the dice that question. Instead, when a player attempts an action and gets a no, that path will not lead to them getting what they want, and they're going to have to come up with a new path and a new action instead. Step 5. Consequences. If the moment of truth determines if they get what they want or if they don't get what they want, the consequences are all about how the world reacts to the way they went about getting what they want. This can be really important. If a PC sets fire to a building in order to intimidate an NPC, the building has been burned down. If they attempt to lie to an NPC to get information out of them, then they're going to have to stick with that lie and attempt to support it if it ever comes under scrutiny. Consequences are the fuel upon which role-playing happens, and they are the part where your players feel like they are a part of the world, and the part of the world that the players are in feels alive because it reacts to them. Every action should have a consequence, even if it's small, sometimes very large. If a player rolled a natural 20 or a natural 1 and they crit or botch, this is where I like to reflect that. I like to treat natural 1s and natural 20s like normal successes and failures, except for they have a huge impact in the consequences section of adjudicating a player's action. And there you have it, adjudicating any action no matter what the action is. An objective, what the players are trying to get. An action, how the players are going to get it. Then the dice, determining whether or not the players get what they want out of their action. And finally the consequences section, where we determine how their action changed the world around them. I'm Evil Squeegee, and I'll catch you guys later. Adios.
This is not what I went to Pilsen's Academy of Magic for!
The bard next to you angrily whispers.
That is a dragon! Dragon! Look at it!
He motions emphatically to the Game Wisp, a sleeping beast that snores next to you. But you don't care what Twitter the Bard says. There's not a guild in the land that wouldn't pay a lifetime of wealth and riches for but a single item from the hoard of this magnificent beast.
We should at least kill it first, dude. It's making me twitch.
Kill it? Ha! Like anyone has the skill to slay a beast older than the human race itself, let alone one worshipped by everyone on the continent. Imagine the discord that the death of a dragon would sow. No, you are a master thief, and steal like a master you shall. Quickly, you start to fill your burlap sack with the dragon's belongings. Coins jingle to the ground, and the dragon stirs.
Subscribe. Is that you?
He murmurs to himself. What do you do?